Hello and welcome back. So guys, in this video we're going to talk about these states. There are a few factors when we're talking about these states. We need to know that these states are something which we only can create and use in the class type components. We just cannot use them in the functions component because they are stateless. So we just cannot use that here. Now what are these states? First of all, for example, here I'm going to open the detail.js. And here are some data, and when we are going to the browser, let's just go to the browser anyway. So we would see the result on time npm start, and here again the same problem, the cd master react. Oh sorry, I made a line. Okay, now master react, and okay, now I'm in the master react. Now the npm start. Now need to wait a little bit, so it's gonna run the server. Now it's live. You can see that these are the results we are getting from the detail.js file. Now I'm gonna do some changes in it. As you can see that this function is this app component is a functional component, so we cannot use the state in the functional component. Anyway, I want to clear one more thing, that because of the latest version of the React introduced the React hooks, and we can use the React hooks for this purpose to use the functional components just like the class components. But by now we're not going to talk about that. When we will be talking about the React hooks, we would talk about how we can use the functional components accordingly. But by now we're just going as it is. So by now we are using the states in the class components. So there is a CLS-com. We used the CLS-com in the detail page. Anyway, I'm gonna do something here. So here we are sending the RAM value along when we are calling the detail component here. We can use a variable here too. And by now I'm doing the same like var1, and here I'm adding some value. I'm typing here 64 GB. Okay, this is a variable we've made, and now instead of the 32 GB plain value, I'm using the variable which is var1. Okay, now I can save it. Now I can go to the browser to see the result. I'm going there, and here at the browser I have a laptop with 64 GB RAM, hard drive and processor. Okay, that means it's working. Now I'm going back. This is something we can do in the functional components too, but what's a special thing when we are talking about these states? Actually, we are able to change the states while the component got loaded. So that's the great thing of the state. Now I'm gonna go with the states method because this method is not very impressive anyway. This is just something we can use anywhere. So what is the point of using states? To declare the state, we need to type the state keyword right here. Okay, now first thing first, we need to know that a state is not something we are writing, or actually we are creating. It is a reserved word, and we are able to assign some value to it using the JavaScript method like the object. And inside that, we can put anything like laptops, because we can be talking about multiple laptops anyway. Laptops like that. And then how the object works, I'm opening these square brackets and I'm going inside, and for the each value or each data set, I'm opening the curly braces again, and the first thing I'm typing here the RAM. Okay, and I'm adding some value like I'm writing here the value for the RAM is 32 GB. Okay, I can write something different like 64128 GB. Okay, just to make sure that we are actually getting something new. We are also able to put some more data like adding a comma. We are ultimately not using any other thing here, but now we can use that. If I go to the detail.js, we are receiving the RAMs, HDD and processor, so we can use the HDD and the processor too. So I'm adding a comma like that, and here I'm adding the value for the HDD. I'm adding here something like 2 TB and adding another comma in processor. Okay, processor, and here in the processor area I'm writing core i7 and just okay. Now I'm going down. I also can make multiple clauses here like that. I'm again typing RAM, and the value for the RAM I'm adding as 512 or 256 GB and a comma and HDD, and here I'm writing 1.5. sorry, I even can add integers here, but I'm not going with the integer by now because that's not necessary. Adding a comma and processor, and like that, core i5, and I can add some more data if we want. So I'm adding another one, the RAM, and here 512 GB, and adding a comma and HDD, and here I'm writing 5 TB, adding a comma again, processor, and here core i3, and saving it. And now all I need is to do one thing because it's JavaScript, so I need to add a comma here and I need to add a comma here.